Most people think they know what India looks like: crowded streets, colorful festivals, ancient temples. But beyond the familiar images are places you've probably never seen and maybe never even heard of. White deserts stretching to the horizon, monasteries clinging to mountain peaks, and forests where tigers still rule the land. This is the other India. The one hidden behind the headlines, where empires rose and fell, leaving palaces in their wake, where rivers are worshipped as goddesses, and where every stone, every shrine, every valley tells a story older than memory itself. From Himalayan peaks to tropical backwaters, from marble monuments to boulder-strewn ruins, we're about to explore 20 of India's most breathtaking places. If you're ready to discover the India most travelers never find, hit that subscribe button and join Life in Geo as we journey through a land where chaos and spirituality walk hand in hand. Before we begin, here are some facts that might surprise you. India is the world's largest democracy, home to over 1.4 billion people speaking more than 780 languages. It's the birthplace of 4 major religions: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. India has more mosques than any country except Indonesia and Bangladesh. The country invented chess, yoga, and the number 0. The Kumbh Mela is the world's largest gathering of humans, with over 100 million pilgrims attending. India has the world's highest cricket ground and the wettest place on Earth. The Indian railway network employs over 1.3 million people, making it one of the world's largest employers. This is a country of extremes, where ancient wisdom meets modern ambition, where poverty and wealth exist side by side, and where diversity isn't just accepted, it's the very fabric of existence. It's called the Monument to Love, and standing before it at sunrise, you understand why. The Taj Mahal rises from the banks of the Yamuna River, white marble glowing pink in the early light. Emperor Shah Jahan built it in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal, who died giving birth in 1631. It took 22 years and 20,000 artisans to complete. The symmetry is perfect. Every arch, every minaret, every inlaid flower carved with mathematical precision. The building changes color throughout the day, reflecting the light and mood of the sky. Just 40 kilometers away lies Fatehpur Sikri, a red sandstone city built by Emperor Akbar in 1571 and abandoned 14 years later due to water scarcity. The Buland Darwaza, its grand gate, stands 54 meters high. The entire city remains frozen in time, a silent witness to an empire's ambition and its limits. It's called the land of high passes, and that's no exaggeration. This is Leh Ladakh, where roads cross mountain passes over 5,000 meters high, and the air is so thin it feels like breathing through fabric. The landscape is stark, barren mountains in shades of brown, gold, and rust. Valleys carved by ancient glaciers, and monasteries perched on cliffs like they grew from the rock itself. Pangong Lake stretches 134 kilometers, its water shifting from blue to green to turquoise throughout the day. Nubra Valley, reached via Kardong La Pass, was once part of the ancient Silk Road. Double-humped Bactrian camels still roam its sand dunes. Buddhist monasteries like Thixi and Hemis hold prayer wheels and golden statues. Monks chant at dawn, their voices echoing through stone halls. Ladakh feels like another planet, remote, harsh, beautiful, a place where survival itself becomes spiritual. It's called God's own country, and moving through its backwaters at dawn, you might believe it. This is Kerala, where networks of canals, lagoons, and lakes create a world accessible only by boat. Houseboats glide past coconut groves and rice paddies. Fishermen cast nets from wooden canoes. Villages appear along the banks. Life unfolding at water's edge. Inland, the western ghats rise green and mist-covered. Hill stations like Munnar produce tea that blankets slopes in endless rows. Kerala is also home to ancient mosques, like Bhimapalli Mosque in Thiruvananthapuram, built in the 18th century. The state's cultural tapestry weaves Hindu temples, Christian churches, and Islamic traditions into daily life. Kathakali dancers paint their faces in vivid colors. Ayurvedic treatments promise healing through herbs and oil. Kerala moves slowly, deliberately, as if it knows something the rest of the world has forgotten. It's called the Pink City, and every building proves why. Jaipur's Old Quarter is painted terracotta pink, a color chosen in 1876 to welcome the Prince of Wales. Amber Fort rises on a hilltop outside the city, its walls climbing the ridge like a smaller Great Wall. Built in 1592, its courtyards blend Hindu and Mughal architecture. The Sheesh Mahal, or Mirror Palace, is covered in thousands of tiny mirrors. Light a single candle and the room explodes in reflected light. Hawa Mahal, the Palace of Winds, is Jaipur's most iconic structure. Its facade has 953 small windows designed to let royal women observe street life without being seen. Just 130 kilometers away lies Ajmer, home to the Ajmer Sharif Dargah, the tomb of Sufi Saint Moinuddin Chishti. Pilgrims from all faiths come here. Jaipur balances its royal past with modern energy. Bazaars overflow with textiles, jewelry, and spices. It's older than history, older than tradition. Mark Twain called it older than legend itself. This is Varanasi, possibly the oldest continuously inhabited city in the world. The Ganges River flows here, and for Hindus, it's not just water, it's salvation. Pilgrims come to bathe in it, believing it washes away sins. The dying come to die here, believing it breaks the cycle of rebirth. The Ghats, stone steps leading down to the river, are where life and death meet. At the Shashwamet Ghat, priests perform Ganga Aarti each evening. Flames dancing in synchronized circles as devotees crowd the steps. Manikarnika Ghat is a cremation ground where bodies burn day and night, smoke rising constantly. The narrow lanes behind the ghats twist endlessly. Temples appear every few meters, cows wander freely. Varanasi doesn't explain itself. It doesn't apologize. It simply is, ancient and alive, indifferent to comfort but rich with meaning. It's the White Desert, but it's not made of sand. This is the Rann of Kutch, a vast salt marsh in Gujarat that becomes a shimmering white plain during the dry season. Stretching over 7,500 square kilometers, it's one of the largest salt deserts in the world. During monsoon, it floods, but from November to February, the water evaporates, leaving behind crystallized salt that glows under the full moon. The Rann Utsav, a cultural festival, celebrates this landscape with music, dance, and handicrafts. Traditional mud houses called bungas dot nearby villages. They're circular shape designed to withstand earthquakes. Local artisans create intricate embroidery and mirror work. The wild ass sanctuary nearby is home to the endangered Indian wild ass. Standing in the Ran at night, the horizon disappears. Sky and earth merge into endless white, and the silence feels absolute, broken only by wind across the salt. It was once one of the richest cities in the world. Now it's a landscape of ruins and boulders. This is Hampi, the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire, which flourished from the 14th to the 16th centuries. At its peak, it rivaled Rome. Then, in 1565, it was conquered and destroyed. What remains is extraordinary. Temples carved from single blocks of stone, palaces with elaborate water systems. The Virupaksha temple, still active, has stood for over 1,300 years. Hampi's landscape is surreal. Giant granite boulders, stacked impossibly, dominate the terrain. They look placed by gods, not geology. The Tungabhadra River winds through it all, its banks lined with ancient pavilions. Climb Matanga Hill at sunrise and the ruins unfold below, temples glowing golden against the boulder fields. Hampi feels haunted, but not by ghosts, by memory, by the echo of what was. And walking through it, you feel the weight of empire reduced to stone and silence. It's one of the remotest places in India, and that's exactly its appeal. This is Spiti Valley, a cold desert in the Himalayas, wedged between India and Tibet. The altitude averages 4,000 meters. The air is thin, the landscape barren. Villages cling to mountainsides, their mud brick houses blending into the earth. Monasteries sit on impossible cliffs. Key Monastery, over 1,000 years old, is the largest in Spiti. Built in layers up a conical hill, it looks like it emerged from the rock itself. Monks live here year-round, cut off by snow for 6 months. The Spiti River carves through the valley, its water glacial blue. Roads follow its path, narrow and treacherous, clinging to cliff edges. The night sky here is unobstructed. Stars fill the darkness so densely you can see the Milky Way clearly. Spiti doesn't welcome you easily, but those who make the journey find something rare. Silence, space, and beauty that exists only where humans have learned to live lightly. It's called the City of Lakes, and water defines everything here. This is Udaipur, built around artificial lakes created by Maharana Uday Singh, the second in the 16th century. The city palace rises from the banks of Lake Pichola, its cream-colored walls and ornate balconies reflecting in the water. It's the largest palace complex in Rajasthan. In the middle of the lake sits the Lake Palace, now a luxury hotel, appearing to float like a white marble dream. Jog Mandir, another island palace, was built as a refuge and later inspired the design of the Taj Mahal. The surrounding Aravalli hills frame the city. Udaipur feels more refined than other Rajasthani cities, less chaotic, more composed. Sunset from the Ghats is a ritual. Locals gather, boats drift, and the palace lights up, its reflection doubling in the still water. Udaipur was built to be beautiful, and centuries later, it still succeeds. Effortlessly, elegantly. It's the largest mangrove forest in the world, and it's sinking. This is the Sundarbans, a delta formed by the confluence of the Ganges, Brahmaputra, and Meghna rivers. Stretching across India and Bangladesh, it's a labyrinth of waterways, islands, and forests. The trees grow in salt water, their roots exposed and tangled. And somewhere in this maze lives the Royal Bengal tiger, adapted to swim between islands. Spotting one requires patience and luck. They're elusive, solitary, and perfectly camouflaged. The Sundarbans are also home to saltwater crocodiles, dolphins, and over 250 bird species. Villages exist on the forest's edge, vulnerable to cyclones and rising seas. Fishermen and honey collectors venture into the forest despite the danger. The Sundarbans face an uncertain future. Climate change threatens to submerge parts of it. But for now, it remains wild, untamed, a place where nature, not humans, sets the rules. They weren't discovered. They were forgotten. For over 1,000 years, the Ajanta caves remained hidden, reclaimed by jungle, until a British officer stumbled upon them in 1819 while hunting tigers. This is Maharashtra, home to two of the world's greatest rock-cut cave complexes. Ajanta's 30 caves were carved between the 2nd century BC and 6th century AD by Buddhist monks. Inside, murals cover the walls and ceilings, depicting the life of Buddha in vivid detail. The colors, made from natural minerals, have lasted over 1,500 years. Just 100 kilometers away, Ellora is even more ambitious. 34 caves carved over 600 years, representing Buddhism, Hinduism, and Jainism side by side. The Kailasa Temple, carved from a single rock, is the largest monolithic structure in the world. It took 100 years and removed 200,000 tons of rock. Standing inside these caves, you realize they're not just architecture. They're devotion made tangible, stone transformed into prayer. It's India's smallest state, but its personality is outsized. This is Goa, where Portuguese influence lingers in every church, every recipe, every syllable. The Portuguese ruled here for 450 years, longer than anywhere else in India. Churches with whitewashed facades and Baroque interiors dot the landscape. The Basilica of Bom Jesus, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, holds the remains of Saint Francis Xavier. Safa Masjid in Ponda represents Goa's Islamic heritage, built in 1560. But Goa is also synonymous with beaches, Palolem's Crescent Bay, and Juna's cliffs, Arambol's bohemian vibe. Each beach has its own character. Fort Aguada guards the coastline, built by the Portuguese in 1612. Goa's food fuses Indian spices with Portuguese techniques: vindaloo, bibinka, feni, the local cashew liquor. And the Goan spirit, sossegado, means life lived without rush, relaxed, easy, content. Goa doesn't take itself too seriously, it just knows how to live well. It's not one city, it's 7 cities layered on top of each other. This is Delhi, capital of India, where empires rose and fell, each leaving monuments behind. The Red Fort, built by Shah Jahan in 1648, was the Mughal seat of power. Its red sandstone walls enclose palaces, gardens, and the Diwani Khas, where the peacock throne once stood. Every year on Independence Day, the Prime Minister addresses the nation from its ramparts. Humayun's tomb, built in 1570, predates the Taj Mahal and inspired its design. Qutub Minar, a 73-meter-tall victory tower, was built in 1193. Its calligraphy and carvings remain remarkably intact. Nearby, the Iron Pillar, dating to the 4th century, hasn't rusted in 1,600 years. Delhi is chaotic. Traffic clogs every artery. Noise never stops. But within that chaos lie moments of stillness. Lodi Gardens, Nizamuddin Dargah, the lanes of Old Delhi. Delhi demands patience, but rewards those who look beyond the surface. The Golden Temple rises from its reflecting pool like a vision. This is Amritsar, spiritual center of Sikhism and home to Harmandir Sahib, the Golden Temple. Built in the 16th century and covered in gold foil in the 19th, it's surrounded by the Amrit Sarovar, the pool of nectar that gives the city its name. The temple is open to all faiths. Its 4 doors symbolize openness to all directions. Inside, the Guru Granth Sahib is read continuously. The Langar, the community kitchen, serves over 100,000 free meals daily. Everyone sits on the floor together, regardless of religion, caste, or status. Volunteers cook, serve, and clean in continuous shifts. It's the world's largest free kitchen. Nearby, the Jallianwala Bagh Memorial marks the site of the 1919 massacre, where British troops fired on unarmed protesters, killing hundreds. The Partition Museum documents the traumatic division of India and Pakistan in 1947. Amritsar carries both devotion and sorrow. It's a city that remembers, that honors, and that continues to serve. This is where India ends, the southernmost tip of the subcontinent, where 3 bodies of water converge. The Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Indian Ocean. This is Kanyakumari, named after the virgin goddess Kanyakumari. The Vivekananda Rock Memorial sits on an island offshore, built in 1970, where Swami Vivekananda meditated in 1892 before his journey to the west. A ferry takes you across choppy waters to reach it. Next to it stands the Thiruvalluvar statue, honoring the ancient Tamil poet. At 133 feet, it represents the 133 chapters of his work, Thirukkural. On the mainland, the Kumari Amman Temple has stood for thousands of years. Sunrise and sunset here are unique. In certain seasons, you can watch the sun rise from one horizon and set on another without moving. Standing at the tip, waves crashing from 3 directions, you feel the vastness, the sense that you've reached the edge, and beyond lies only water. It's one of the best places in the world to see wild tigers. This is Ranthambore, a national park in Rajasthan, where tigers have adapted to human presence enough to be visible during daylight. Safari jeeps enter at dawn, bouncing along dirt tracks through dry, deciduous forest. Spotted deer, sandbars, and peacocks scatter at the sound. Then, the alarm call. Langur monkeys screech, deer bark. The forest goes silent. A tiger emerges, padding across the path with calm indifference. It pauses, looks directly at the jeeps, then continues into the undergrowth. Ranthambore was once the hunting grounds of Jaipur's Maharajas. The 10th century Ranthambore fort sits inside the park, its walls and temples overrun by nature. The park covers 1,334 square kilometers, home to around 70 tigers. Each one is known by name and number. Seeing a tiger in the wild isn't guaranteed. But when it happens, time stops, because you're sharing space with one of the planet's most magnificent predators. It's a town perched on a ridge at 2,000 meters, overlooking the Himalayas. This is Darjeeling, where tea estates roll across hillsides in perfect rows, and Kanchenjunga, the world's third highest peak, dominates the horizon. The Darjeeling Himalayan Railway, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a narrow-gauge steam train that chugs up the mountain. Locals call it the toy train. It's been running since 1881. The tea here is legendary. Darjeeling tea, called the champagne of teas, grows in high-altitude estates where cool temperatures and misty mornings create unique flavor. Visiting a tea estate means walking through emerald fields, watching workers pluck leaves by hand. The town itself is layered up the hillside: colonial-era buildings, Tibetan monasteries, markets selling wool shawls and momos. From Tiger Hill, sunrise on Kanchenjunga is a pilgrimage. The peak glows pink, then gold, as the first light touches it. Darjeeling moves slowly. The air is thin, the weather unpredictable, but the views, the tea, the quiet mountain rhythm make it unforgettable. It's a town of stone and sea. This is Mahabalipuram, a UNESCO World Heritage Site on Tamil Nadu's coast, where temples carved in the 7th and 8th centuries still stand against crashing waves. The shore temple, built directly on the beach, is battered by salt and wind. 2 towers rise from its granite base, dedicated to Shiva and Vishnu. It's one of the oldest structural temples in South India. Behind it, the Pancharathas are 5 monolithic temples, carved from single boulders, each representing a different architectural style. They were never completed, abandoned mid-creation. Arjuna's penance is a massive bas-relief carved on a rock face, depicting scenes from Hindu mythology. Krishna's butterball, a giant boulder perched impossibly on a slope, defies gravity. It's been there for centuries, unmoved by storms or earthquakes. Mahabalipuram was once a bustling port. Now it's quieter, but the stones remain. Weathered, salt-stained, but enduring. And standing before them, waves crashing nearby, you feel the passage of time measured in tides and wind. It's called the yoga capital of the world. And walking along the Ganges here, you understand why. This is Rishikesh, a town in the Himalayan foothills where the river is still clear, green, and fast-moving. Ashrams line its banks. Yoga schools offer courses in everything from Hatha to Ashtanga. The Beatles came here in 1968 to study meditation with Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. Their ashram, now abandoned and covered in graffiti, has become a pilgrimage site for fans. The Laxman Jula and Ram Jula are suspension bridges crossing the Ganges, swaying slightly as motorcycles, cows, and pedestrians cross together. At sunset, the Ganga Aarti at Triveni Ghat draws crowds. Priests light oil lamps, their flames reflected in the river as hymns echo across the water. Rishikesh is also an adventure hub. Whitewater rafting, bungee jumping, trekking into the surrounding hills. But beneath the activity lies a spiritual current. The ashrams, the sadhus in saffron robes, the sense that this river is more than water. It's sacred. It's alive. It's called the Blue City. And from Mehrangarh Fort, you see why. Below the fort, the old city spreads out in shades of indigo. Houses painted blue to indicate Brahmin caste or simply to keep them cool. This is Jodhpur, Rajasthan's second-largest city. Mehrangarh Fort, built in 1459, rises 125 meters above the city on a sheer cliff. Its walls are 36 meters high and carved from red sandstone. Inside, palaces with intricate latticework windows overlook courtyards. Museums display palanquins, weapons, and paintings. The views from the ramparts are staggering. The blue city below, the Thar Desert stretching beyond. In the distance, Umaid Bhawan Palace, one of the world's largest private residences. Jodhpur's clock tower marks the entrance to Sardar Market, a chaotic maze of spices, textiles, and silver jewelry. The streets are narrow, motorbikes honk constantly. Cows wander freely, but above it all, the fort watches, silent, imposing. A reminder that Jodhpur was built to endure, and centuries later, it still does. From marble monuments to white deserts, from monasteries at the edge of the world to forests where tigers still roam. India isn't just a country, it's a civilization. Layers of empires, religions, and traditions stacked so densely they've become inseparable. India contradicts itself constantly, ancient and modern, chaotic and meditative, spiritual and material. But perhaps that's the point. India doesn't try to be one thing, it's everything at once, and somehow, impossibly, it works. If this journey inspired you, subscribe to Life in Geo for more hidden wonders. Comment below and tell us which Indian destination calls to you. And remember, the most extraordinary places aren't always the most comfortable. Sometimes, they're the ones that challenge you, change you, and refuse to let you leave unchanged. Discover the world, explore the extraordinary. See you in the next adventure.